was cool, you know, I was everything. And then all of a sudden I got to 11th and 12th grade, and there's this, when you want to go to college, you have to have certain grades to get into college. And every school, every college in the nation wanted me to come play football for them, every last one. And I thought all I had to do was just walk out there and just put the pads on and just keep running touchdowns, and that's all you had to do. But if you don't have the grades, the school doesn't care how good you are, they cannot accept you. So my senior year of high school, every school in the nation almost backed out on me because I didn't have the grades. So I was faced with a situation in 12th grade where I was academically ineligible because of the choices I had made when I was you guys' age. I wanted to play around, I didn't want to listen to anybody. I thought I knew everything. I thought everything was funny. I fell asleep in class. I slept when people talked to me, like this gentleman right here. I did stuff, this is what I did. I did stuff like this right here. This is the type of stuff I did right here. And I'm calling you out because somebody called me out when I was your age, and that's why I tightened up. And seriously, I did stuff like that, and it almost came back to bite me. But I ended up going to this school in West Virginia, a little small school called Marshall University. Probably haven't heard of it, but who in here has heard of Randy Moss? You heard of Randy? That was my roommate in college, okay? We lived together in college. We both went to Marshall University, and we both kind of had the same thing happen to us coming through high school. We were hard-headed a little bit, but we were football stars. We were on national TV, we were on ESPN, we were in Sports Illustrated, we were on the cover of USA Today, we were winning football games. All of a sudden, both of us did something very, very stupid one day, and both ended up going to jail. Two different things, but we both ended up getting arrested. And I'll never forget, that's the most helpless feeling in the world, because when you're in jail, nobody cares how good of a football player you are. Nobody cares how big you are, how tough you are. Nobody cares who your boys are on the street. They don't care. They don't care because you're in their territory. And I was sitting there, and I had a moment where I had to think to myself, what do I want to do with my life? Where do I want to go? Because I'm throwing everything away right in front of me. I was seeing everything just go down the drain right away. Make a long story short, I get out. You know, Randy gets out. We both tighten up. Randy goes on to the NFL. He's still doing his thing. I get drafted in 2000. Me and Randy played together in Minnesota again. But the thing is I had to take certain steps along the way to get myself there. And I think back on it now, and I was fortunate because I started to listen. And if I never listened, there's a lot of guys in my hometown right now they were just as cool as I was in 8th and 9th grade and didn't want to listen. And guess what they're doing? They're still at home right now. They're still sitting there. They're in jail right now. Some of them are dead because they didn't want to listen. I've never been shot, never been stabbed before, but I don't ever want to get shot and stabbed because I'm sure it hurts. And if you do certain things, put yourself in certain positions, and you take the wrong steps, you can put yourself in those situations to be shot, killed, stabbed, put in jail for the rest of your life. I mean, who wants to be in jail at age 18? For the rest of your life. You never get to drive a car, you never get to vote, you never get to go shopping. Who was it that wanted to go shopping? You won't be able to go shopping when you get all that. You'll never have a chance to get that money. And what I did was I took football, and I got a career-ending injury where I couldn't play football anymore. So I was faced with another step in my life is, what do I want to do? I left college early, guys, to go to the NFL. And no matter who I was, you could go Google me, you can go look me up on YouTube and Yahoo me, but you can't get a job if you don't have a degree. It doesn't matter what you did football-wise. I mean, I had accolades upon accolades, but on paper I had no degree. So I went back to college, finished my degree, and then all of a sudden, that piece of paper, that degree was like a key. And the key was to the door, and the door is the world. Because when you can open that door up, it's a lot of opportunities that if you don't have that degree or you don't graduate from high school, if you don't take those steps, those doors will all be shut in your face. And I know at this age, man, it's hard for you guys to think about it because you're young. You guys are thinking, Christmas, who in there is thinking about Christmas? Who can't wait till Christmas? What comes after? What do you think about after Christmas? Huh? Say what? New Year's, okay. But the thing is, see, I was taught at about age 17 or 18 that you got to have a 5-year plan. And you have to figure out, you have to ask yourself, what do you want to be 5 years from today, and where do you want to be? Do you want to be in jail 5 years from now? You know, I know you don't. Do you play sports? What do you play? Now tell me, talk to me. What do you play? Football, basketball. Would you like to go to the NBA and NFL one day if you had a chance to? What do you have to do to get to college to put yourself in a position to go pro? They don't draft kids out of high school anymore. They stopped that. LeBron James was the last one. They're not doing it anymore. So you have to go to college now. So what are you going to do to get to the NFL and the NBA? Say what? How are you going to get there? How are you going to get to college? Grades. And I'm telling you, man, it's not easy. It's not easy, man. Nothing in life worth having is simple. It's not easy to come home and study. It's not easy to be disciplined enough to walk in the door when everything is going on, when you want to get on Facebook or MySpace or text message this or somebody's calling. I know what you got. I know what you're going through. It's not easy to do. It's not easy to sit down and do your work. But the thing is, if you do it now, you won't have to pay for it later. And it's every day you got to look at life as a step. I work for ESPN. I got a cool job. I get to wear a suit, and I fly all over the country, and I stand in front of a camera, and I hold a microphone just like this, and I talk about football all day long. I talk about what I do like, what I don't like. I talk about who I think is good. I talk about who I think isn't any good and why. And the reason why is because I took the proper steps after I walked away from the game to put myself in this position. And I just want to make sure and let you guys know that me personally, I care about seeing kids like you and every child have the opportunity to maximize their opportunity. I want to see every person, every young person have a chance to be able to do whatever they want to do. Some of y'all in this room probably could care less about sports. It doesn't matter. Sports is not the only route to take. You can be a doctor. At ESPN, right? Who watches ESPN? You watch ESPN? You watch Sports Center? You watch Sports Center? Hold on. When you see guys on Sports Center, you probably just see 3 or 4 guys sitting there talking with suits on, and the job looks, real cool. When I'm sitting there, when you look behind that camera, there's probably 30 or 40 people in that room, and all of them make good money. All of them do. You don't see them on TV, and they didn't play one drop of sports growing up. But if they stayed in school, they got their diploma, they got their degree, and now they're doing something, a job that, yeah, you may not see them on TV, but they got enough money to buy all the shoes they want. They got enough money to have a nice house and a nice car. They can take care of their mother, their sister. They can take care of their kids. And the thing is, you don't have to do it just through sports, because there's a million ways to get money out here legally, trust me. And you have to use these teachers as a resource. If you have a question about anything, ask a teacher. I love when kids your age come to me and say, hey man, how much did that watch cost? Or how much does so-and-so cost? And instead of giving them a dollar amount, I tell them how I got it. I don't tell them where you can go buy it. I don't tell them how much it costs. I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you, let me tell you how to get your own watch like this. I'm going to tell you how to go about it. And the thing is, I just want to let all you guys know that sometimes older people tell you things and you think we're crazy and we don't know what we're talking about, or we can't relate, or we don't know what's going on out there. And I have to be honest, some older people don't know what's going on out there. Some people can't relate. Some people really don't understand what you guys are going through. But I promise you, the reason why teachers teach, they teach kids your age because they can relate to you. They see you every single day, and they know you a lot better than you guys think you do, that they do. Talk to your teachers, ask them questions, use them as a resource. If you're curious about anything, you know what? I just moved from Atlanta, Georgia to the Washington, D.C. area, so I'm in this area. If anybody walks out of here, don't be shy. If you have a question for me, you want to pull me aside, if 2 days from now you think about a question, we will have information here where you can get in contact with me, sports related. If you want to ask me a question, just any question, doesn't even got anything to do with football, anything about life, I'm a resource for you. But you got to use these resources, man. You got to think about it. If it's there in front of you, take advantage of it. Teachers are not just here to give you homework, get on your nerves, and tell you to be quiet and sit down and all that good stuff. They're here to give you information, and what you do now sets you up for where you're going to be in the future. And